We made a new resin inlay using the textured tray that I made last week.
Ooh.
Whilst I was at it, I tried out the new Craft Resin Silicone.
Ooh.
I know, it's very exciting.
Let's have a look.
Hey folks, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
So this is the Craft Resin Silicone Rubber that they released not too long ago.
Okay.
So, full disclosure, whilst we are Craft Resin ambassadors, we bought this ourselves.
You've had this for a while.
I have had this for a while because I was intending to do this very project.
Wow, how fortuitous.
I know.
That this project is now here.
Indeed. So, I wanted to see if I've got some UV resin tape. And I wanted to put that around the tray to see if that would hold the silicone in.
Okay.
So I do spend quite a bit of time making sure that it's really firmly against the tray.
Yep.
And then there's a nice fold underneath. Because what I didn't want to do is pour my nice new Craft Resin Silicone and then find that it all leaks out, because that would just not... That would make me cry, I think.
Well,
it's a lot of effort. So
let's see how it turns out.
Indeed. So I put the UV tape around, and then I put some plain packing tape over it on the bottom of the tray.
Okay. Just
to sort of give it that extra bit of seal. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then I want to make... So the bears, I'm not allowed to make any turtles at the moment.
No.
So I wanted to do a mould of the bears that I've got.
There'll be a bear band soon.
Well, there might be, but there isn't yet. Yeah. And I had this box, and I don't remember what came in it, but I remember when I unpacked whatever it was, I thought, oh, that's a perfect box. So I put a little bit of the Tech Wrap yellow transfer tape in the bottom just to hold the bears in place really well.
Yeah.
And then I popped 3 bears in.
3
bears.
Wow.
I know. I really do like these bears. They're so cute. They are seriously cute. So I just popped those in, made sure that they were firmly stuck down.
Hence the tape.
And I also wanted to see, because whilst I'm making inlays with the silicone, I also wanted to see how it worked in a mould. Now, the silicone that we've got is the 15A.
I have no idea what that means.
So Craft Resin comes in 15A and 20A. And the difference between the two is basically the firmness of it.
Right, okay.
And the 15A is the sort of the softer of the two. So I wanted to see what it was like for a proper full-on shaped mould.
So that it would be easier to demould?
Well, kind of, but it also, it'll pick up details a lot better.
Oh, right,
that sort of thing. 'Cause it's, yeah. So you measure this by weight. It comes with really nice, easy to understand instructions.
Yep.
Which is one of the things that I really do like about Craft Resin as a brand. They always include really simple to understand instructions, and there is a QR code if you think, actually, don't get that, I need more.
I need more information.
Yeah. So I poured I think it was 140. No, it was 100 of A and 100 of B. I know. I was umming and ahhing right up until the point that I poured it, how much I was going to pour. So that's why there's a bit of a, what did I do?
Okay.
Because it took me ages to make my mind up. Now, you stir the mixture for 3 to 5 minutes. And if you're going to use whatever you make with UV resin, don't add a colour. Would be my tip.
Okay. So while Nikki's adding colour to the silicone, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to our Glitterati members for supporting us and allowing Nikki to make these little curiosities for you.
Well, the curiosity part of this this particular video is I wondered if I could put a stencil down. So it's mylar stencil that I've cut on my silhouette.
Yep.
And I was just curious if it would be picked up by the silicone. So I gave that a go.
Okay.
And then I
covered the bears.
I did. Covered the bears.
Now, I know silicone, you're supposed to pour it from quite high up so that it degasses.
You're supposed to pour it from quite high up so it degasses, but me being me, I never remember to do that. And it's, to be fair, it's also a really good test as to how well it degasses without, being...
having to stand like 3 feet.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pour it so slowly that it makes my arm hurt. So
okay,
that's the way I went with it. And I felt that it degassed really well. Now, I do give it a spritz with alcohol to help it in its degassing.
Yeah.
And then I pour the last bit of that pot. I think this is the second pot that I've made of 200. I start pouring it on the tray. Now, I've not put any mould release or anything onto these trays.
Why?
Because I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see how well it came off without mould release. Because not everybody has mould release.
Okay. And
mould release is, I can't remember how much we paid for it, but it's not cheap.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what it behaved like. So if you've got mould release, I would recommend using it. As you will see, I use it for this particular one.
I do actually remember this.
Now, this one, this is a mould that I did an actual resin making.
Yeah.
And the mould is so bad that it literally just tips out one side.
Yeah.
The mould is just horrendous.
The reason I remember this is because while you were spraying it,
yeah,
you were quite willy-nilly with your spraying.
Yes.
And you also coated the floor.
I did, made the floor very slippy.
And the floor was extremely slippy.
Yeah, well, don't walk on that bit. It's fine.
It was the whole floor.
Yeah, wasn't really. It's such a drama queen. Anyway, what I wanted, before I threw this mould away or chopped it up as I actually did, I wanted to see if I could get some kind of silicone mould from it.
Yeah.
Just,
or an inlay.
It's to make it sort of an inlay. Yeah. It was more of a test. And then this
was like a silicone fest, wasn't it?
It was an absolute silicone fest. Now, this is a turtle that I made ages and ages and ages ago. I don't like it. It didn't work out. But Kirk needs a new paint palette, and silicone works really well. So I gave him, gave him a turtle with silicone in. That was me tapping my fingers going, right, what else can I mould? What else can I do? And then I thought, well, let's give this one a go. Literally, if it wasn't nailed down, I tried to mould it this day. Yeah. I really did. I know. I had so much fun. I really did.
Okay.
And for anyone who has noticed, yes, all of my moulds, most of my moulds are purple. They're either purple or yellow. This was another one that I did at your request.
It was because you were like,
I had a bit left over.
You had quite a bit left over, and you were like, I need another mould. Give me another mould now.
So he threw that at me.
Yeah.
And literally threw it at me because he wanted the dragon eye. And I'm like, okay.
I thought the dragon eye would look quite cool.
Yeah. So that's what he got. He got a dragon eye and 2 scales. So this is the point where I start demoulding everything. So it's been you can demould on the box after 4 hours. This was about 5.
Okay.
Because I had some dinner before I did it all.
Yes.
Now this one, I was really impressed at how well it came out.
Now, you have to be careful, don't you, with some silicone on silicone, because it can actually bind to it.
It can, but I know that this particular type of silicone, it won't. It's generally the sort of fondant moulds that tend to bind more than anything.
Right, okay.
So, and if they'd happened to have made their silicone mould out of craft resin, that would bind too.
that was a Temu mould, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, so they're
Which
not
is why
going
it
to do
was
that.
so absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
But I got a nice thing of the dragon. So
It does look quite good,
yeah,
actually.
I
Yeah.
haven't worked out what I'm going to do with it, but the dragon came out pretty well.
Yeah.
And it picked up the detail really well. I was very impressed by how well the detail came through.
So that was
just the little
logo.
Yeah. So this is the bit that I was really interested in, was the textured mould, because I'd quite like to do eco resin with this pattern on.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's why I did it, and I didn't want to ruin the actual mould itself.
Yeah.
So I made a thing from the mould and then molded that. Yeah.
And
so
it come off quite well, considering you didn't use...
It actually came off perfectly. Now, I spent quite some time looking for bits inside the little sort of faceted edges. There was none. I was really chuffed with it. And I
when
was
you
like,
say bits, so you mean bubbles?
Like, no, little bits of silicone that hadn't come out. But no, it came out beautifully.
Oh, right.
Really, really well. And it is absolutely perfect. I was like, this is so cool. I like it. This is and then this is me demoulding the mylar plastic.
Yeah.
And this was genuinely just me being curious, because I thought it'd have to be a really thin inlay.
Yeah.
But will it work?
And?
Kind of did, kind of didn't. So getting it to work with a stencil like this is a bit of a work in progress. It didn't, it wasn't as good as I was hoping, but I'm going to figure out a way for it to work.
So what was the issue then? Was it that it's just so thin the
mylar plastic is so thin that it's nigh on impossible to get, although it does pick it up.
So it wasn't the actual moulding that was the issue. It was actually trying to get the stencil out.
No, because look at this one. This one comes off beautifully. That one comes off absolutely fine, and it's a perfect replica of the mould.
Okay.
Of the stencil.
So you could use that one and it would give a indent.
Yeah, absolutely. The problem that I've got with it is, if you put that as the bottom layer of a mould, you're going to have that horrible shape around it.
Yeah, so you'd have to cut around that.
But you're never going to cut it nicely enough, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So what I wanted was, so what you could do though is put a slight clear layer down and then lay that into it.
Yeah.
And then sort of mica that, and then put your back layers on.
Which would then infill that dent as well.
It would infill that dent. Yeah. But that is a video that will be coming up soon. Rest assured. And I might have a go at making a couple of others as well. Just,
Okay.
Just to see. So this is the teddy bear demould. So the box came off nicely.
Yeah.
And it's usable again. So I was very happy. So I could make a whole nother 3 bears.
Oh, yay.
But yeah. And it came out perfect.
That did seem to demould quite.
It demoulded absolutely lovely. And it's picked up every single bit of that bear. I was really chuffed. It's a beautiful, beautiful silicone.
That does look. That's a different bear mould, isn't it?
No, it's exactly the same, but one's white and purchased, and one's mine.
Right. So that white one was the original.
Yeah.
And you've made that many bears that you could actually do a new mould with 3 in.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. So this is me having another go with the mylar stencils.
Yeah.
And what I thought was, if I put a bit of the transfer tape down first, maybe that would help just give it that little bit more.
Okay, but yeah.
Make it a little bit more solid, and I can pour it a smidgen thinner.
I suppose the mylar would actually stick to that tape as well, so it wouldn't actually go underneath it either.
Yeah, which is the problem I had with the first demould. So I'm quite determined to get this mylar stencils to work.
I mean, if you can get it done, that'd be cool. Because I mean, you could literally cut anything.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm really keen. Now I think I poured the silicone a bit too thick.
That does look quite thick.
It is very thick, but you know, this is a work in progress. So
it's very exciting.
It is quite exciting. Yes, it is a little exciting. But it took me blooming ages to get the tape off, because it's the yellow tape and it's super sticky.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how well, can you see it's picked it up? Absolutely.
A little bit, yeah.
It's really difficult to see in the camera. That's really annoying. But it has picked it up. Lovely. So I was like, that's really good.
Okay.
So it does work.
But you're going to have the same issue there.
Yeah. So I just need to figure out the finer details of it, but it does work. So
I suppose what you could do is...
This is me sat there going, what can I do?
Yeah. You could, if you're planning on using that inlay in a specific mould...
Then you could
actually put that into that one you've already made.
Yeah.
Do a silicone inlay of that.
Exactly. That was what I thought. So I would tend to use this in trays, tray molds, that sort of thing. So you could actually just do the inlay of the actual now
what was going on here?
I was umming and ahhing about, I was thinking about the whole how to make this work. This is me pondering. Yeah.
Okay.
And developing plans, which for reasons unknown you left in.
I did.
So let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
Have you tried the new Craft Resin Silicone? What did you think of it? Do you think you'll be trying it now? Discount code in the description.
Yeah. And what do you think of Nikki's
Silicone extravaganza?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any suggestions? More importantly, do you have any suggestions for how to get the mylar to work with an inlay?
Yep.
Because it might be that I've missed something completely, and it might not be. But either way, if you have found this video useful, please do feel free to hit that like button. And YouTube Wizardry will bring up another video that you might find as useful.
Indeed.
And hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye for now.